honestly, fuck anyone that's gonna like say, oh, they're so cringy for trying to come up on TikTok, or why are they sharing that? Like, honestly, fuck them. You don't want those kind of people in your life. Those are the kind of people that will hold you back, you know, and at the end of the day, they're probably hating on you no matter what you do. So those are people that are literal leeches. Like, they feed on you, they use you for their own messed up internal mental games, you know? Do your thing and honestly block those kinds of people. Make a new account. You know, it's worth it. Don't let other people stop you from creating on here, because you know, if you feel called to do it, it's your calling. You know, you don't want to regret not doing it. And honestly, I've noticed that like the more I express myself on here, the more I'm able to better express myself off of here, you know, like in person. And if you've dealt with like repression in your life to where like you've had moments of shyness or anxiety and just shrinking yourself because like you're too big for the world and you've kind of known that, making content here is a really good start to that. Like, a lot of the shyest kids in the world and a lot of the most repressed people were actually the most like hyper and the most extroverted kids growing up. And because of, you know, being told to shrink themselves basically since they were a kid, they had to out of survival. So, you know, I was a shy kid. I was pretty introverted, and, you know, my close friends kind of knew that I wasn't. But, like, you know, like in school and around, like, adults, I was always, like, really shy and respectful, like, in a good way. And there's nothing wrong with that, but, you know, just because I kind of always knew that I had to shrink myself. And it didn't become a problem until like high school, to where like it really started turning into like people pleasing. And it was like the fact that I had to shrink myself became like suffocating, to the point where I would just dissociate and my body would shut down, like my nervous system would shut down. I would literally shapeshift too, because like I'm like, I got some freaking, I don't know what kind of like alien DNA I got in me, but I freaking shapeshift with my mood and energy, to the point where like when I would be around certain environments to where like my nervous system would shut down, I would literally look like a different person. And that gets into a deep dive with like timeline jumping, and like I would literally shift down timelines that had you know, something to do with it, but I was also like genuinely kind of shapeshifting. And that was not good on my ego, and that gets into like freaking dark humiliation rituals that like the multiversal chessboard elites do to starseeds. Like, they'll literally use that against you. Like, you know, when you've gotten in like a humiliation thing with like a narcissist or like people in your life, and you look really bad, and like it's not a coincidence. Like, that's kind of orchestrated. But yeah, anyways, I went on a freaking tangent, my bad. Anyways, make the content. Just do it. Because obviously, if you're able to like get on here and yap and say whatever you want, like if you're able to like block certain people, and then all of a sudden you feel like this surge of freedom to actually be your real self, your real self, like, that's a good thing. Like, your authentic self is who you truly are and who you've always been, which those people are the problem that make you feel that way. Now, it could be your own projections on some of them. Like, it might not necessarily be some of their faults. Like, there's some people that I had to block that, like, it's not necessarily their fault. Like, they never did any wrong to me. It's just the way things happened to where, you know, they kind of bring, like, they kind of trigger that part of me, and it's not necessarily their fault. But just do what you gotta do, you know? Like, even if it's not necessarily certain people's faults, like, maybe they're just programmed a certain way. You can tell that they're a good person, but if, like, having them on your social media makes you feel unable to be your real self, just make a new account or block them and try posting, like, seriously, because it's ultimately going to help you express yourself around those people more. You know, it's going to help you, like, the more you express yourself here, it's going to help you express yourself in general. So yeah, and you could make some money doing it and inspire people, so it's like a win-win-win, you know.